Tonight, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We'll see Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good on.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Taking in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. But here come the Bears, and at the helm is someone that they have a lot of hopes for leading this franchise. The 11th pick in 2021 out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week. So keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
They'll start out here with the option left. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Fields going to keep it once more. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now it's Fields. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Green Bay's offense trots out, and just as it has been since week 1 of the 2008 season, Aaron Rodgers leads the way, now in his 18th year in the National Football League.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
And he'll get a few yards here to the 34. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 19 18 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Jones. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 21 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some
nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now here's Trenton Gill now.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And taken right at the 35. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's Fields.
They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Fields. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense set to go. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
But you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now it's Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. The Packers had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. This defense for the Bears, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Caught left side by Cobb. And he's going to have the Packers first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. From just shy of midfield, Rodgers got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Meanwhile, Rodgers throw into the hands of Cobb. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones.
And he's got it down to the 28.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th.
Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
An inside give to Jones. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. He's got it. And he's brought down. We're scoreless after 1. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. Jones will take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Fields.
That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And here's Trenton Gill on to punt. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here are the Packers now to take over. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Caught by Cobb. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations. Quite the accomplishment. Working with a 2nd and 3. Now Rodgers. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
.47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Preston Smith, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st down, Rodgers. He gets it over the middle to Cobb. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to have it here just past the 25. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Fields now to throw. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st down, Fields. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Fields. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Preston Smith in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Again, it's Jones. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
Bears offense now getting ready to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Up the middle, Jones. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Pat O'Donnell on now to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Fields.
Well, this is Munt, and the ball is knocked out, and the Packers pick it up. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, You go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
That's complete to Cobb. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. To throw again on second down. Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Rodgers. He'll find Jones again, complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
On play action, it's Rodgers.
Tunyon's got it on the out route.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Rodgers again now. This is Cobb with a catch right side. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing again on second down. Rodgers, and it's caught. Touchdown. Sammy Watkins in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in early going.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And it's good to make it 14-0. That time a 6-play drive.
And it's Sammy Watkins who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A final shot before the break. Fields.
He's going to loft one deep left side here.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already. And that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. Well, the Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going So they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch of this third quarter, he had 7 in the first half. It's also a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he is going to lose yardage here. That second down play nets a -4.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From midfield, here's Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They go back to the ground with Jones. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers over the middle. He's got Watkins. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Now Jones, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. After the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing to start the drive. Fields forced out to his left. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running left, Montgomery. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Cobb. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. The give is to Jones. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Fields going to take this himself. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Santos' kick is up and through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game, because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll go again to Jones. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. An inside give to Jones. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. 76 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 31, Rodgers. He finds his man complete. It's Cobb. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And he'll be marked out right at the 20-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Now Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Watkins. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead third quarter. The quick slant caught. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On second down, it's Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Packers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right, because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything that went wrong in game 1, they took care of business with it in game 2.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play. Multiple plays that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And now a pass dumped off to his running back. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down. Here's Fields. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And into the end zone, it's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Now Crosby for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick-6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, I wish the staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
And he will slide down with a good gain. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been stymied left and right, converted only one time. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Fields. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Fields finds Komet on the quick slant. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. Eric Stokes in on the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. He juked him, and he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. A handoff for Herbert. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Fields. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. Now after
after the touchdown. Here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now we see Sammy Watkins getting ready to go again on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Jones. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. A give to Jones. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And this will be taken at the 13. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense ready to get going again. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw on 3rd down, Fields dancing to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Fourth down, Fields has to have this one. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a 2nd time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 120 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That was all Preston Smith. Navigating into the backfield, he gets the tackle for loss.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. From his goal line here, Fields. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down. Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out, and you and I, let's get to the airport.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Slant route, he's got Dobbs. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Off the option, it's Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Onto the field now come the Bears. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Operating from the gun, Fields. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now the Packers get set to go. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. They'll try to run some clock now with Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Packers, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Bears,